Hi everybody, and welcome to another cooking with the Painted Ladies. That painting thing, I keep doing that painting thing. Go to our website, paintedladies.org, and check them out. Everything you need to know is on there. We are making baked spaghetti. I've been making this for the boys forever. So, it calls for 8 ounces, so I use half of a carton of the Barilla wheat grain. And I usually like using the thin spaghetti, but they didn't have any, so I'm just going to use the regular spaghetti. And then what I do is I break them in half and then drop them in the boiling water. Turn the lid kind of crooked so they can boil better. And then we get started on our meat sauce. 1.5 pounds of sausage. Madeline and I, we went to a couple thrift stores and I found this amazing can at the thrift store. And yeah, I got it for like 12 bucks and it's an $80 pan. So broken up, and then I add my 1.5 cups of chopped sweet onion and 1.5 cups of bell pepper. I just add that in there with the sausage. So we just let that cook down, get our onions soft and get our bell pepper soft and our sausage nice and brown. Okay, so we have this cooked down pretty good. I'm going to cook it longer, but before I cook it longer, I'm going to add my olives and my mushrooms. And I use 1 large can of chopped olives, and then I also use about 1.5 to 2 cups of the baby bellas that I chop up. So I'm just going to let this saute a little bit longer. My vegetables and my meat are all cooked. Everything's pretty tender. So my recipe calls for 2 teaspoons. I use about a tablespoon of oregano, probably about 2 teaspoons of garlic. Oops, maybe a little more of garlic in there. And then I'll add just a little bit of the garlic powder, red pepper flakes, because I like a little bit of heat in it. I never put that in it when the boys were little, but now everybody's older and everybody likes a little heat in everything that we eat. So I'm just going to give that a good stir. 28 ounces or a little, maybe a little more. So like I said, I like the Cento sauce, the tomato sauce. I like the Cento brand. So I'm going to stir this up and see if I need a little more. That's 2 small cans, so it's about 30 ounces. So I like that consistency because we're going to saute this or cook this down for about 10 minutes. And so we don't want it too watery. So we won't put any more of the tomato sauce in there. Okay, so it's been cooking for about 10-15 minutes and it's cooked down pretty good. You can see how it's just like a sauce now, not running like a soup. So now what I do is I cooked my pasta al dente, and what that means is that the center of it, I don't know if you can really see, you really can't, but when you look at the center of a, you break one of your pasta noodles open, and if you see just a tiny bit of white in the middle, that's al dente. That means it didn't cook all the way, so the inside of it's still a little chewy. Anyway, so I cooked that down, and then I'm just gonna add this to my sauce. And I'm gonna mix it up. I don't know if I want to add all of it yet, so I'm just gonna leave some out. I'm gonna turn this off, and I'm just gonna stir in the spaghetti noodles with the sauce. 3 cups of mozzarella, 3 cups of sharp cheddar cheese, and then, whoa, that was a hot little end there. And about 2 cups of Parmesan. I'm not using all the Parmesan on this. I'm gonna use it for something else that we're gonna show you, but right now, what I do is I get my, this one is a, what is it, a 10 by 14 or so pan. And then you can do it in a 9 by 10 if that's all you have. Not a biggie. Put half of my spaghetti and sauce into the pan, or into the baking dish. And I'm just gonna spread it out, level it out. Of my mozzarella and half of my cheddar cheese, and I sprinkle it all over. So, and then my mozzarella, sprinkle that in there, get it all pretty evenly distributed, and then I add the rest of my spaghetti mix. Kind of even out. It's not that big a deal. Somebody might get a little more pasta in their bite. Somebody might get a little more meat sauce in their bite, but nobody complains because it's delicious. Okay, and then I add the rest of my sharp cheddar cheese. Let's get the rest of that on there. All over here. And then this part is like, you can't skip this part. If you don't like mushrooms, I don't know what to tell you, but you really did. So I get a can of the cream mushroom soup, and then I get a little less than a can of heavy whipping cream. So you put that in there, and then you just stir this together. You're making yourself a mushroom cream sauce. I'm just gonna pour it on top of the spaghetti and cheese, just like that. And then we add some of our Parmesan, and you don't need, like I said, you don't need all of what I grated because we're gonna make something else, but you need a good little amount on there. I just put it in the oven for 30 to 35 minutes. And then take it out and it'll be ready. And in the meantime, we will show you another thing that is amazing with spaghetti. Okay, so this is our cheese bread recipe. So I'm gonna do half a stick of butter, a little more than half a stick of butter, and then a whole thing of cream cheese. All you do is you mix these together. Now I'm gonna add some garlic salt. You don't want to add a lot of garlic salt, just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. Because the butter is already salty, but I feel like it just needs to be a little more salty. And then you're gonna add a good amount of the garlic powder. That's a good amount. I think we'll go with that. Probably about a teaspoon, maybe not even a teaspoon. Okay, maybe not even a teaspoon. But start out little. Like that was like a lot, so I probably won't even add any more all to this. But start out with a little bit of garlic powder and then just add more to your taste, to how you like it. Then you just take your spoon and you just put a liberal amount on your bread. Just like that. And you have your sliced French bread or your sliced Italian bread or whatever, and you can use your favorite. You can use, it doesn't even matter. You can use any kind from anywhere. and it still tastes good. So I'm just going to spread this garlic cream cheese all over these. And then I will be adding some of the Parmesan. So after I get all of these smeared with the cream cheese, come over and I add the Parmesan Romano. After my spaghetti comes out, I'm going to pop these in the oven underneath a high broiler. But it depends on your broiler. Like my broiler is not very good. But if your broiler is really good and it gets really hot, maybe put it on low or medium. But I have to put it on high. So we'll do that and then I will show you what it looks like. See, this is the color that you want the spaghetti. You don't want it too dark on this one, and it's just delicious. So I pulled this out of the oven and I popped my garlic cheese bread into the oven and put it on the high broil, and we will see what happens in a minute when everybody gets a plate and eats it up. Just kidding. No. We'll cut this up and then we'll plate it and we'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Doesn't that look delicious? That nice golden top and the crispy edges. Now, yeah, those are crispy on the bottom too. Sometimes they're a little soggy on the bottom. If that happens, just take them off and put them on like a cooling rack for just a second, so then it'll get that bottom crispy too. Take it out. Oh, see that? So good. You have the cheese in there that's all melty. And the spaghetti is soaked up a bunch more of that sauce. So now they're like the perfect texture pasta. So good. That is what's for dinner. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for coming again today. And we will see you again next week with a sweet treat.